Now let's quickly go to why we believe digital can empower exponential growth. Okay, this is where we share 8 items or 8 elements. By employing digital methods, you can become extremely fast. Whether, let's say, so for example, if we use artificial intelligence, we have ways by which we can process 100,000 million times faster um, than artificial intelligence, human minds. So we have the ability to do things much faster. What that would mean is that we can also do rapid experimentation, because we can implement things fast, but we also get results fast. And if it doesn't work, we can change as well. So fast is an important aspect of being on digital platforms. Second one is cheap. Large number of the instruments that are available using digital social media, for example, are available for free. And even when we talk about implementing blockchain solutions or AI solutions, many of these technologies have little license fees. They definitely don't cost at the same level as we used to do during the mainframe days, but significantly also cheaper um, compared to the PC days. Now, some people may always argue and say, "Hey, you know what? You can spend $1 million on digital marketing." Absolutely, you can spend $1 million, right? But the value of $1 million when it comes to digital marketing that we spend today versus what we could have bought, let's say, for $1 million 10 years back or 20 years back, are very, very different. You have, for the same amount of money, you have access to a lot more people than what you had in the past. So it's cheap. Third thing is you have huge access, right? The moment you get onto digital, as we know that there are about 4.5 billion people who are active online. Okay, as soon as we have something on the net, you have the potential to reach that 4.5 billion people. There are about 2.7 billion people who are active on Facebook or WhatsApp or some of the social media messaging systems. Um, and and that's the power of, if you have something that you've developed on Facebook. I mean, there are companies, there are applications that have really, the application owners have become millionaires by just developing applications for Facebook audience. Okay, so just by going to digital platforms, you can have huge access to the world market. Because it's fast, because it's cheap, you can also do a quick pivot, and you can have agility defined. So this is something where you can course correct very quickly. You can be agile. If something is not working out, let's say, for example, you introduced a new way of interacting with the customers. If it's not working out, you can quickly switch to another method. So that's there. We also have something called latent market, which has not been addressed. Now, in the past, the only way we would know if a customer has bought is when the customer actually bought. But now we have an understanding where we can go in and also talk to non-customers, as well as customers who refuse to become, or people who refuse to become our customers, by starting to influence, by starting to create massive awareness, by exposing them to new services and technologies and digital methods, and getting to know your products and services better. We also talk about the moment you, let's say, develop something on digital, you're likely to get exposed to incubators or accelerators, because literally this is where a lot of the ideation takes place. One of the famous ones, which we also participated, was by Y Combinator. So they have these programs in which you participate. They make you part of an ecosystem where there are other people who are providing or creating new services, new programs, and new products. And by being part of this ecosystem, you learn a lot. So which means this is literally kind of a school, an ideation school, and that gives you more ideas. Because of the ecosystem, people try to help each other, and it again gives, and because you're part of the ecosystem, they also would try to subscribe um, to your platform. So the ecosystem is again another one which can give you exponential growth. Um, the last 2 points are where the crux of exponential growth comes in. First is democratization, right? Now you just need to have a good idea and a laptop, and you can get started in business. I mean, to start a business, you no longer need hundreds and thousands of euros or dollars to get your business started. You can start it pretty easily. So democratization, leveling of fields across the globe has been really something that has spurred, accelerated people getting onto the digital bandwagon. And the last one is scale. If you have a repeatable process that can be converted into digital, because it's fast, because it's cheap, because it's got huge access to the market, you can look at the latent market, the size of the market is huge. You can also have the ability to scale fast, scale quick, and scale massively. And that is where the word exponential really gets its value from being digital. Okay. So this was a quick overview of how you can become empowered to grow exponentially through using digital. Um, this is the third checklist. So essentially, this is where we start getting into the meat of the session today. So I want you to think about some of the alternatives of your existing products and services that can be digital. Okay, so if you're in the services, you start thinking, how can you offer your services through a digital platform or an online platform? Um, what are some of the needs of your customers that you may be aware that they go online to search for? Okay, so if you're a products company, what is typically, some of your customers, what do they go to online platforms to look for? Okay, then what part of product or order fulfillment or customer service do you think are highly repeatable? It's the same old thing that needs to be done day in and day out, day in and day out, to make which is essentially repeatable, right? So think about some of those order fulfillment or customer services. What are some of the medium by which, digital medium, online medium, by which you can interact and engage with your customers? Not just the phone, giving them a call or an email, but what else? And start thinking about those 8 items that I talked about. What else can they kind of connect with? Okay, and then how can you create an exponential awareness online about your products and services? And this is going up and beyond your current customers, but customers who have refused to become customers, but they remain potential to the industry, as well as people who have never thought of using your services or products, but could potentially end up buying your service and products. Now the reason why they have not necessarily looked at you is because they're probably not even aware that you exist. So something to think about. The digital empowerment checklist is essentially start giving you understanding of what are the pieces that you should start looking at, and look for opportunities by which you can convert them into a digital platform.